Hey, my name's Eric. I'm making animated faces that you can talk to. Let's demo. Okay, so this is the home page of the Wisp tool. Click on faces to get into the face editing area. Okay, so now we've got faces that you can recolor their skin and their hair. I've demoed that a number of times. It works just fine. I think yesterday I fixed a bug that was related to the mouth popping in over the top of the nose when it gets replaced. So if I bring this in now, it stays under the nose, and that's correct. That's what it should be doing. Okay, the other thing I did yesterday was I made a new color selector for eyes. And of course it's going to break on me. Of course it's going to break on me. I just put new code in right before. Let's see if I can get that demoed. I need to fix that bug that I just uncovered, but just to demo where I'm at. There's a selector here, and you can click on it, and you can pick different colors for the irises. That's this part here in the middle of the eye. Doesn't actually perform any recoloring. But it's okay. It does all the other UI stuff. So there's still work to do there for that, to make it recolor the iris. Now I did just see a bug, and I'm going to see if I can get it to fuck up again just like it did. So I replaced the part, then I came back into the eyes. No. Alright, I mean, that seems like it's doing a pretty decent job. Let's see if I can get it to mess up again. I don't know. I'll have to keep an eye out for it as I develop the next bit of functionality here. So the next thing I want to do is take these irises and just get them to recolor. Not matched up correctly with these tones, but just some kind of recolorization that happens. And then maybe tomorrow I'll finish up the part with these guys, these exact colors being used for the iris. So yeah, let's do that. And I've got a little more than an hour on the clock. I think I can do it in that amount of time. Put a little chat divider there so I can easily see if there's new chats. There we go. All right. So inside of eyes, the eyes init data will now receive not a recolor profile, but the name of a color. So I think what I want is I want this to be brought in. Yeah, let's go ahead and alphabetize this. Let's see, iris recolor profile, and then I have to get that from the new file, new module. I'll pattern it after the other ones. Iris recolor profiles. Yeah. Man, I feel good. I don't know why. I just feel good. I think it's a New Year afterglow. I feel like shit's basically in order. Not too much chaos. And, oh yeah, I'm starting the weekend too. That's always nice. It's always real nice. Okay. So that's original profile, which I think should be fine. And then I want to look at my iris color and just bring in all these. All different colors for eyes. Pretty good selection there. Should be able to get most looks that you want. The rest of these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Let me just put some placeholders in here. 13, I said. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright. Some basic data entry. Not every part of writing code is thinking. This is just the grunt work. Blue profile. What? No. Blue-gray profile. Is there a bug? No, okay, cool. Last one was blue, so I'll get rid of that to be blue. Okay, there, blue-gray. What the? Hold on. Oh, all these have got blue, and extra blue. Let's get rid of all that. I'm just gonna go with or. Hey man. Good to see you. Yeah, it's too much blue. It's too much blue. What color are your eyes? Oh, they're light brown, amber blue. Boom, ba-da, ba-da. What color your eyes, they're black and blue. Oh no. Alright. So, basic boring data entry, which I've already failed at 3 times. Okay, what's the next one? Okay, hazel profile, amber profile, light brown profile. Some of these, I don't know why they're still squiggly. I'll have to come back to them. Brown profile. Okay, dark brown. Looks like I missed 1 or 3. Maybe gray profile I missed. Yeah, let's see. That's probably what I missed. Yeah, that was it. Okay. So let's put this after light gray profile. And just at least one of these I want to actually do something different. So this one will say adjust the hue by 40 degrees, and we'll keep the saturation at 1, keep this at 1, and then 20. Okay. So if there's all that there, yeah, that one. Okay, like that. Okay, so got that. So here I say iris recolor profile equals what was that? Iris color to recolor profile. There we go. That recolor profile, I can pass that into load bitmaps. Then image pre-render context, and pass in iris recolor profile. Okay. Image to iris's image data. This is where I'll do it. Take this guy. Put it over here. Let that equal that. Okay. Then better name this uniquely because I see it competing with a local variable underneath. I can also imagine that it may not be passed in some cases. So I add that question mark there, set that there, and that way there won't be any distinction between. Okay, cool. All right, pass that in. This also needs to be a question mark up above. And then we say if recolor profile iris's image bitmap equals await recolor bitmap by profile. Pass in the original and then pass in the profile and the pre-render context. Okay. Then, yeah, like that. That'd be really cool if that was enough. What I think my chances are of this working the very first time. Say 30%, maybe 31%. It compiled. Now the question is, did it actually change the color? It couldn't have, because I didn't rebuild the faces. Okay. So, okay, there's a dependency library that I changed. Need to build that so it becomes active in the web app, but there's a compilation error there. So let's see which eyes on line 208. There we go. Oh, it's because I use this or null here as a convention instead of the question mark. That's fine. That's fine. I can fix that. Try again. Okay, they're built. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I give it a better than half chance. I'm going to say 53%. I don't know if it did anything. Wait, no, there's an error off to the right. No error, but no change in recoloring either. Okay. So then let's go into it could be this is so low saturation that I just can't see anything. So let's also change the saturation to be really, really pronounced. So let's say 10. It's going to reload. Okay, there we go. There we go. So technically the mission of the session was just accomplished, but like within the first 15 minutes. So what does that mean? That means I need to keep going. And do I want to spend the remaining 53 minutes on tweaking all these colors? I don't think so, because I know it's a really kind of boring, tedious thing to do on stream. I'm more likely to do it off stream. So instead of doing that, I think what I will do is I'll do a little bit of kind of code cleanup and maintenance. Now, there is an error message off to the right. That's a fresh one. I don't like that. Don't like that at all. Let me find the exact time when that error message pops up. Oh, from the first load. So I hit reload. It's just going to start with that. Okay. So the thing I kind of hate about all this callback business is it's really hard to see what actually triggered or generated the error. So here I know that by the time it got to here, the iris color name was set incorrectly. But let's just it could be the case that something's getting passed. It doesn't have the iris color set. Let's take a look. So init data. What do we got inside of init data? Iris color is set correctly here. Iris recolor profile. Yeah, that's all good. So at some point it's going to get to here and there won't be an iris color set. I think that time is now. Okay, where is this coming from? This is the eyes. Okay, here's my call stack. Load canvas component for part. This is part loader util, part loader util. It's a problem when you write web apps or any kind of software of a certain amount of complexity. Call stacks start to get tough. And that's just a natural consequence of refactoring. It's like you refactor to get more simplicity or like more separation of concerns. So you can work in smaller files that don't touch everything, but as you break everything out into smaller files, they get harder to trace movement through all those files. Okay, so face the screen in it. Okay, loading the parts. I got it. Okay, so these eyes These eyes are crying. These eyes are being loaded not for the face, but for the parts. So what I really want to do is just make my code more robust so it doesn't always require an iris color to be specified. And then I will be able to get past those errors and just deal with things more nicely. So go back to eyes, and then name the iris color. No, that's not where I want it. Right here, onload. Okay. It will be iris color. Non-equal undefined. If I do that, reload. There we go. Start out clean. Let's see if the part chooser is still working. Yep, good. So these two eyes they loaded in too. Because they're not attached to a face, they don't have an iris color specified for them. And that was what was causing the bug. But it's okay for them to not have an iris color specified. So that's why I added the code that just allowed that to happen. So another thing I had marked is to do was these thumbnails. When something's in progress that has the UI disabled, I want these thumbnails to be disabled too. So for example, if I come over here and click on this guy, you see everything disable up here briefly. This one did not disable, and I want it to make sure that nobody can like click on it while something's loading. It's more apparent with the head. So if I reload the hair, it's going to reload like a whole bunch of parts. So I was able to click the thumbnail while it was still loading something, and that could lead to a undefined state or an unhealthy state. So I can fix this pretty easily. Before I do that, let me get my git commits handled so that they're less monolithic. Git status. npm run. Let's do a full build, production build. Look for errors and warnings. The linting on the full production build's a little more stringent, so it's a good quick check to run. Yeah, here we go. This is the kind of stuff I like to make sure isn't left in. Part chooser interactions. Go over to the Wisp project. Part chooser interactions, here you are. There's probably some grayed out stuff over here. Yep. Always good to get rid of this. Don't like extra code laying around. And sometimes when something's grayed out, it's a clue that another mistake has been made. Okay, so that was part chooser interactions and recolor util. Go top, yank the stuff that is gray, These red squigglies are the IDE catching up to the dependencies. So that one I can ignore. Let's do another build. See if I got rid of the warnings. Yeah, just the usual complaints about the bundle size being larger than recommended. I'm not ready to code split. That is something on my mind. I did look into it a little bit. I think at some point I may want to check and see why I so quickly hit that extra large bundle size with the JS. I'm guessing it's importing images or other media files into the bundle. Okay. Okay, so on to, I didn't do my get commit yet. Get commit A. Iris recoloring. Get push. There we go. Okay, so let's go to the thumbnail React component. Part thumbnail. Here we go. Then add a disabled property. And I usually don't like to use the question mark thing there, but I like this type or null convention because null is a value that you explicitly set on a variable. So it's more of an indicator that some decision was made by calling code that it would be null, and that was the intent, rather than the thing was just left as undefined, which is a default setting for many variables. But this follows a convention for React components where the property disabled is passed in this way. And then you can leave it off, and that means it's not disabled, or you can add it, and you don't have to say disabled equals true, you just say disabled, and then it's there. And that's nice to be able to reuse that convention. So on this, say disabled. Okay, is selected and not let's see, is selected or disabled, then we won't allow clicking on it. Thumbnail style. Okay. Disabled. And we need a new style. Styles. Disabled thumbnail. Except like that. Okay. Then I'll take the one that's there for selected and reuse it. That's the way to go. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, the calling code that instances it. So here we go. Disabled, and then I just pass this into the thumbnail. Maybe I've got too many tabs, so let's just close them all. Then these are the ones I know need to change. Okay. What else is instanced in the part thumbnail? It would be part chooser. Is it ever going to be disabled? I don't think it will be. I think I'm fine to just never disable these guys for the part chooser. Okay, now let me see where else part thumbnail is instanced. Part thumbnail. Or I should say rendered. Okay. So if all of these are good, then I can just leave it and try it out. Yeah, I think I got all the places. Okay, let's see how it does. So let's do the head. Let's change the skin, and I'm watching this thumbnail. I'm gonna hop over to it immediately and see how it behaves. Okay, it did look like it changed. It changed, okay. Question is, can I click on it? No, I wasn't able to. I'll go real fast. Wasn't able to click on it. That's perfect. I don't want to be able to click on it. Not while things are loading. Okay, now it's done loading. Can I click on it? I can. Okay, and these guys, they're not disabled. Cool. Oh, what? How? I don't even know how it got to that state. Oh. Okay. Well, I did change that one piece of functionality correctly. Okay, get status. Get ahead. Actually, thumbnail, part thumbnail, disable that. Okay, so now push that. Okay, so I just need to understand what is it that's making this happen. It's not real great to have it blow up inside of a React callback. Okay, it was trying to render the eye selection pane. What's the deal? Because by the time it gets here, the damage is already done. Whatever kind of fucked it up was not in the calling code. It was... Okay, well, at least you know what I can do. I can put a little more code here that says, here's what's going on. I don't want to just write code that corrects the problem when it comes up, or the bad input into it. I want to understand what the bad input is and why it was set that way. So that is in iSelection pane. I'm just gonna have to do some testing to see if I can get that to come up more reliably. So let's do named iris color, but I'll just have the error message actually say what the thing passed in was that was bad. So iris color, and then this. Yeah, I should be doing this anyways on this error message. Yeah. Okay. Do it for the other ones too. Actually, this one's a little bit different. Ah! That's my wife scaring me by sending me a text while I'm thinking. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's finish up with this. Iris color, skin tone, hair color. Okay, invalid hair color value. Hair color, boom, boom. Go back to the iris color. Let's see, I want to get this case too. Okay, let's build this baby. This is the SL web face library that I'm building. All this stuff is available open source on GitHub under the Eric H2000 account. Okay, so let's do a refresh. Okay, I'm just gonna do some testing, see if I can get the problem to come up again. Was it reloading the head that caused it? That would make some sense. No, that seemed to work pretty well. Okay, that's cool. Let's see if I can get that to blow up consistently with less steps. Eyes. Change. Yes. That's an easy repro. Invalid iris color name undefined. So this is good because I know the specific action that causes the iris color to not be set. I can set appropriate breakpoints. Let me think where those should be. So if I replace the eyes, let's see, that will be part chooser. No, part chooser interactions. Okay, on eyes changed, on part changed. I feel like it's got to be something here. Replace component from part URL. Going to be in the part loader util. Okay, so here I think I got it. I need to take the init data overrides and pass them back in. Okay, so I've got this guy here. All right, where's the best place to put this in? I know how to hack it in. It's starting to feel a little gross though. So I've got some different options. Here's my requirement. Iris color used in replace component from part URL. Number 1. Pass iris color in from color. That's probably it. That's probably the one I want to do. Number 2. Always pass, no. Copy init data over from original component. inside replace component from part URL. Remove init data overrides. Pros and cons. Plus, least work. Minus. Init data overrides. Must, callers must remember to set init data overrides in a special case fashion. Easy to forget and blind bugs. Actually, all of these things are not much work. Least complexity and special casing added to SO web face. Won't do pros and cons on each. I'll just do pros. Callers don't need to remember to set. Okay. I think I'm going to go with number one, but I've got reservations about this design being correct. However, there's some more design work that is probably going to happen around the extra part, and I should probably do a little bit of redesign of these data structures when I get to the extra part, which I haven't written any code for yet, or not much. But extra parts are things like hats and eyeglasses and ponytails that you just throw onto the face as static images. And so I think I'm going to go with number one. With the knowledge that I may have to do some more changes later. So we'll go back to Wisp. Just gonna look for every place that this is called, but it's going to be current component init data iris color for null undefined. Okay. That seems fine. Let's look for every spot that has this function call and make sure they've all got overrides being passed. Okay. I don't want to miss any. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Well, let's see if that does it. No, still fucked. What happened? What happened? What? Jesus Christ. After all that. After all that. I've only got 15 minutes left on the clock. I gotta fix this bug in 15 minutes or it'll fuck with me. Okay. Name the iris color. Alright. Find iris color. What's the eye selection pane, but something happened before then. And that would have been part chooser interactions. So this I really would have thought would have fixed that problem we just saw, but let's try it again. What is our part type? 1. Part type equals part type eyes. Yeah, right. Current component init data iris. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not going to dive into that. I'm just going to see if the replace component that came back has the init data set correctly. It does not. Okay. So now I do want to go into there. Let's hit play and restart. Try it again. Oh. Well, that's not right. That isn't the right override. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. I see what needs to happen. There we go. Now I think it will be fine. I'm right. Okay. I think I fixed all the bugs. It's unlucky to say that, but I think it's true. That's pretty good. When I did the replacement, it recolored the irises again, so good. This is a great place to come to an end. It's like playing blackjack and getting to maybe like 19, something like that. Got a little more time left, but boom. Okay. I should do it. And then sometime tomorrow, after I get back from 2 errands, I'm going to make it so that all of these different options actually cause the irises to recolor to these specific colors. But it's really boring to watch me go through and tweak all those colors. So I'll probably do that off stream. So next time I demo, it's probably just going to be the irises. They all just work fine. Yeah, still looking forward to that. So thinking about like what's left to do after this. All right, iris recoloring, that will complete all of the recoloring. All of the recoloring will be 100% done. Then there's these extra parts. I think I'm going to do that next. The test voice is interesting. I need to record some audio, write a script and record some audio. The thing that I was trying to do was say that there'd be like a collection of phrases that would be said each time you clicked on one of these emotions. So it would change the emotion like it currently does. And then as soon as you change an emotion, or even like re-click on an emotion, it would just cause the test voice to say something that made sense. Like confused would be like, what's going on? What? is the meaning of life. You know, stuff like that. And then the mouth would animate. And then you'd be able to test in a fun way. You know, I would want a male voice and a female voice, and I'll go out to some voice actors and get them all recorded. And those will just be like kind of the default things these characters say when you want to test them out and see what their mouth looks like when they're talking. Because there are like a bunch of animation frames for talking too. It looks like...
Let them fight. Let them fight.
Looks like that. So, that I need to do. So I probably just set enough stuff for the next 2 weeks. But then after that, it's going to be file system. Like there's a file system. Maybe file system is the wrong word. Persistent storage. So all these revisions. I'm going to have to remember that. Undo is not working correctly. All these revisions that are set, each revision has a data member called document, which is the face definition in a ready to store format that contains everything that's needed to load the face back in. And I generate that information. Now, if I save it to persistent storage, and I'm thinking of using the file system API for it, then it'll be like an autosave locally. I need to think through like this new open rename stuff a little bit better. But yeah, so that's like thinking like maybe 3 weeks ahead. But I think the face authoring should be done in a couple of weeks. The file system stuff, maybe a few more weeks after that. So at that point, I should have a tool that's pretty good for authoring these faces. And then I can go to some artists or an artist with this face part creation guide and you know, get some more assets made that would allow a wide variety of faces to be created inside of here. And I think that's pretty close to being like a useful app. Like an MVP app. Pretty close. Because you can use the SL Web Face library to load these animated faces that you create into your own web app and play them back. So, you know, with audio and everything and speech recognition. So at that point, I think it would be an MVP. So maybe February or March we'll get an MVP release, I think. Yeah. It's moving along. Then there's the spiels and the speech recognition stuff, which I've got like in other code bases and I can pull in. But that's when it really starts to get exciting in terms of like what gets released and what the capabilities are and everything. So looking forward to all that. All right, this is a good stopping point. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop the stream. I'm gonna stop the stream, and I'm going to begin my weekend dinner preparations with my wife. All right, thanks for joining. Catch you later. Or hum and whoever may be lurking. Stopping the stream right about